Dorit Kemsley backtracks on claim PK was not a good father to their kids. Dorit Kemsley has been dragging her estranged husband Paul PK Kemsley all season, but did she just take things too far? The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star made a shocking claim about PK in the latest episode, and now she's backtracking. Dorit's admission that the 57-year-old was not a good father to their kids came as a big surprise to her castmates. However, the mom of two quickly changed her tune while talking about PK on the RHOBH after show. The scene was discussed again during her sit-down alongside her friend Bozoma St. John and a producer as they recapped the episode. However, Dorit had something different to say when the topic was brought up again. RHOBH star Dorit Kemsley backtracks after saying PK was not a good father. Dorit must have gotten a call from her estranged husband about her bold admission in episode 10, because now she's taking back the claim that he's not a good dad. During a brunch with Kathy Hilton, Erica Jane, and Bozoma St. John, Dorit updated the women on PK's behavior, noting he had sent her a vicious email that blindsided her. At some point, Kathy said, "I think he's a very good father." Am I correct? Wrong, retorted Dorit. However, she cleared that up on the RHOBH after show. Do I think PK is a bad father? No, not at all, said Dorit. Do I think he's a good father? Yes, I do, truly. Dorit reasoned that PK is not the most hands-on father with their kids, but that there are different ways to be a good dad, and the kids are lucky to have him. Dorit felt bad after her surprising comment about PK. Regarding why she claimed that in the first place, the Beverly Beach founder said she was going through a range of emotions after getting the scathing email from PK. In that moment, I had just gotten a really difficult 9-page email, shared Dorit on the RHOHB after show. It wasn't just blindsided, it was, who are you? Who is this person? That email was proof that not only did PK want a divorce, but that it was going to get messy despite their agreement to be amicable, no matter what happened, for the sake of their kids. Dorit said she expressed how she felt at the moment when asked if he was a good dad, but has since had time to reflect. It's one of those things, if I'm honest, that I didn't feel great about the next day, she confessed. Dorit and PK were married for almost a decade before announcing their separation in May 2024. The couple shares 2 kids, a 10-year-old son, Jagger, and an 8-year-old daughter, Phoenix. Dorit Kemsley knew she had stepped in it. The moment the words left her lips, she wished she could reel them back in. But this was the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Once something was said, it was out there, lingering in the air like a Cartier-scented storm cloud, ready to explode in a confessional or a tabloid headline. PK is not always the best father, she had muttered during a particularly tense conversation with the ladies over lunch. It had been a throwaway comment, one born of frustration rather than deep-seated truth, but the guests around the table were enough to make her stomach churn. The way Kyle's eyes widened, the way Erica leaned in ever so slightly, as if she had just been gifted the next season's biggest plot twist, it was all too much. Sure enough, the moment the episode aired, social media erupted. Fans dissected her words, taking sides, speculating. Some accused her of finally letting the truth slip. Others claimed she was being unfair. And then there were the blogs that insisted a divorce announcement was surely imminent. But nothing prepared Dorit for PK's reaction. "Babe, what the hell was that?" His voice had been uncharacteristically subdued when he called her that night. No bravado, no joking, just disappointment. She had tried to explain. "PK, you know I didn't mean it that way. I was just venting." "Yeah, well now I'm the deadbeat dad of Beverly Hills. Thanks, love." And that was the part that cut her. Because if there was one thing she knew, It was that Paul Kemsley adored their children. He wasn't perfect, what husband was. But he was present. He took Jagger to football games, helped Phoenix with her school projects, and never missed a bedtime story when he was home. He had his flaws, but being an inattentive father wasn't one of them. Dorit needed damage control, fast. She could already hear Lisa Rinna somewhere in the other, probably cackling over a glass of champagne, reveling in the mess. And worst of all, she could see the look in her kids' eyes when they were old enough to Google their parents and stumble upon headlines that suggested their father wasn't there for them. So she did what any good housewife would do. She summoned an emergency interview. Sitting in her perfectly curated living room, white and gold decor, a Birkin shelf in the background, the soft glow of strategically placed candles, she went live on Instagram. She knew what people would say, that she was being performative, that the damage was done, but she had to set the record straight. "Hello, my loves," she began, her accent ever so slightly more pronounced when she was in crisis mode. "I just wanted to take a moment to address something that has been weighing heavily on my heart." She paused for dramatic effect, knowing the power of a well-placed silence. "You all know how much I love my husband, and even more so, how much I adore our children. Recently, something I said in a moment of frustration was taken out of context, and I want to be very clear. PK is an incredible father. He is devoted, he is loving, and our children absolutely worship him." She shifted slightly, giving the viewers a more flattering angle. Marriage is complicated, as I'm sure many of you know. We all have moments where we speak without thinking, and unfortunately, when you live your life in the public eye, those moments can be blown out of proportion. But I want to make one thing clear: PK and I are stronger than ever, and he is the best father our children could ever ask for. She ended the live with a heartfelt smile, but the moment the camera turned off, she exhaled sharply. Damage control was exhausting. The response was immediate. Her fans flooded the comments with heart emojis, while the skeptics picked apart every word. The blog spun it as a desperate backtrack, and Andy Cohen was already teasing a Watch What Happens live segment dissecting her statement. PK, to his credit, took it all in stride. "I appreciate the effort, babe," he said later that night, settling into the couch beside her. "But next time, maybe just say I forgot to take the bins out or something." She laughed, curling into his side. "Next time, I'll just blame Kyle's tequila instead." He kissed her temple, pulling her closer. "Good girl. Now let's get Jagger to bed before he sees your public apology and demands one for not letting him have ice cream last night." Dorit sighed, knowing the headlines wouldn't disappear overnight. But at least in this moment, in their home, everything was as it should be. And as long as she had PK and their children, the noise of the outside world could wait.